Hey everyone, Bill McRea here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff today, as usual, but I want to show you what I'm doing with Claude and also HeyGen. I've just started selling AI traffic tool, doing really well, very well. I'll show you why. And AI traffic tool on ClickBank. I think I talked to you last week about why I decided to go to ClickBank, and yeah, I did do some email marketing on it, but I've done some stuff that has given my marketing legs, and I'm going to share that with you. Plus, as many of you know, I am a diabetic, and I want to try to take care of every aspect of my physical as I can. Even though I'm retired, I would really kind of like to want to live long enough to see my grandchildren grow up, and go to college, whatever. I wouldn't even mind being a great grandfather. So the best way to do that is to live healthy. Well, I've always tried to keep myself kind of fairly in good shape. Used to work out a lot. I'm back to going to the gym every day of the week. Now I do things in a different way now because of my age and because of some of the injuries I've had from car accidents. I had to deal with a broken back uh, from 3 years ago. It's healed up now. The doctors did their thing. And now I'm back in the gym and I have a trainer that's teaching me how to do things properly. But I'm also using peptides. I talked to you guys about the growth hacking or biohacking a few weeks ago. And I'm writing a book about that. So I want to show you the process I'm using for writing that book. So that's something that you can absolutely do yourself if you absolutely want to write a book. Um, so first thing I want to do is I want to take you to see what I put together as far as marketing for the AI traffic tool. So the way to promote the tool is with the tool itself, right? So basically it's to come up with those scripts and create videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to HeyGen. And I'm going to share that screen. So is that what you're seeing? Yeah, HeyGen. Um, and you see over here, well, I'll just go down here to projects. All these videos I created. These are basically promoting both AI traffic secrets and um, what's that called? AI traffic secrets and AI traffic tool. This is in fact the AI traffic tool being demonstrated. And I even created a really fun video with one of their other tools that has me flying I'm literally in uh, what do they call those, hang gliders, flying a hang glider talking about the traffic tool. Pretty cool stuff. It's not here, but I can show you the video when I go to another source. So HeyGen is probably my favorite marketing tool right now, by far. I mean, yeah, of course, get response and my hosting accounts and uh, Claude for sure. And I'm actually doing a lot of work with ChatGPT too. Always have. It's always kind of like the thing I use when I'm doing quick stuff. So somebody asked me to write an article about research because in college I did a lot of research because I got a degree in applied science. Applied science is just basically a scientific study of everything, right? All things. So I have a scientific mind by nature. And I wrote my first science paper in sixth grade, and it got published in agricultural science. So when I went to college, that was my specialty. I had to pick one of all the disciplines to specialize in, but I also took physiology, biology, chemistry, physics, pretty much quantum physics. All those disciplines were part of my college degree. So I got really good at doing research. And a friend from college, one of the, I think it was like, at the time, this dude was I graduated 40 years ago, okay? 1985, that just blows my mind. This guy was a teacher's assistant for one of my professors. And when I was doing my senior project that was part of my graduation requirement, I did it on entomology, fun topic, huh? And I spent freaking months in the library looking up, finding all sorts of obscure resources to kind of be able to verify and do all that content so that I could actually be able to cite where I got the resources in order to draw the conclusions I turned out to be right, which was great. I mean, and that was the whole thing. And so we kept in touch over many years. And, AI is a big part of, and, how do people not use it? I mean, if you're denying your children access to AI, you're denying them the access to the future. It's going to be there whether you want it to or not. So AI is important. It's absolutely important for your kids to understand. So, they don't want people necessarily using it in college. They want them to be able to do work. But I would spend 3-4 months doing research on a thrip as a vector between, but carrying a virus from one plant to another plant in order to prevent potatoes from having a viral disease that caused them to have knobby tubers. Right? You've heard me tell you the knobby tuber story before. And I spent all that time doing that research, putting together this project. They're kind of dissimilar projects, but drawing from the data the conclusion. And he goes, "How do you do it nowadays?" And I said, "Well, everything I did to create the report about thrips and beneficials for potatoes took me, a year of college study and write up a report on it. I was able to do, and I could do right now using Notebook LM in 15 minutes. It has literally changed that much. So he asked me to write up an article about that for him to share with people in their classrooms. Because you can't escape AI, right? So the clue here is not to use it to cheat, it's to use it to get more intelligent. And he asked me, how are you using AI to improve your academia, if you will, your studies? And I just did a giant project on how to manage diabetes, COPD, sleep apnea, all these things which I've struggled with. And I came up with the conclusion that there are certain peptides that can help me lose weight and reduce inflammation and reduce the amount of pain I'm in from car accidents. So I wrote a book about it. It's called Timeless Aging, because it really takes years off your face, not off your face. I'm going to look old anyway, but years off your body so that you can function a little bit more, a higher degree of vitality. So I wrote a book on that. I'm going to show you how I wrote the book using AI, not having it write it for me, but having it help me write the book with my own words. And, at the end of the day, it's 75% AI rewriting what I say. I'll show you how you do it, because there's no reason why anyone who has a desire to share something to the community not to go do it themselves and write a book and and make it something extraordinary. Because you can use ChatGPT, or you can use Claude, or whatever AI you want to do it. But there is a trick to doing it so that it sounds like you. And in the case of Claude, which is what I used to write the book, they had very specific, what they call general instructions, where I tell Claude, hey, look, I'm writing this book. I'm going to give you the content. You rewrite it. Make sure it sounds like me. Leave my sense of humor in it. Prompt me for any changes. And if I am losing track of my intent in a paragraph, like if I'm working a chapter and I'm wandering because I'm just kind of regurgitating that, put what I'm wandering on separate, and that may have a place somewhere else in the content. And it will literally, that's kind of like the general rules in the background. And instead of typing all this stuff, because I may be the world's worst typist, I actually just talk to Claude. And when I want to spout content for the book, I'll just turn on Claude's little microphone, and I'll just sit here and talk to it for 20 minutes and just say rewrite for the book using our rules. And 10 minutes later it comes back and I'm like, hey, look how intelligent I am. It's me made better. And that's what AI is all about. Now, getting back to our little videos here, I'm distributing these across multiple platforms, and I'm using a tool called Metricool to do it. And Metricool is just nothing more than a distribution platform. Of course, they make me change my password right in the middle of what we're doing. Okay. See if it works. I'm not going to be able to show it to you because it's making me reset the password, even though I just did. I didn't save it. There's a very valuable education right there. Make sure you save it. So I am distributing this on, well, I can go to TikTok. I'm logging into TikTok. I'm going to go to my account. And here are all the videos. And you can see I'm getting, this one got 357, 361. So I got a lot of views. Well, here's the one I wanted to show you. Right here, let me show this to you.
Every morning the sun rises without being asked. It doesn't wait for permission or wonder if it's ready, and the world wakes up around it. Maybe that's the reminder we all need. Just show up. Just like this hang glider gives me the freedom to soar, this AI traffic tool will set your business free. Every morning the sun rises without being asked. It doesn't wait for permission.
So the thing that's really cool about that is, yeah, I got a lot of views from it. But I also got a lot of views on Instagram. And I go to lunch every Monday with a group of, we call ourselves the Old Farts Club. And here's the book, by the way. It's the book cover.
Still, your website can publish a
So, I mean, just to picture this with some music, I got 627 views. What that's telling me is there is more interest in aging than there is in affiliate marketing. And I believe that's true. There's also, you know, you see here my dogs playing gets more views. And I don't have a huge, you know, here's the cover of my last album. That got quite a few views. There are guys that get 50, 60, 70,000 views, 100,000 views, millions of views. I'm not doing it just to get views. I'm trying to target after niches. The internet marketing thing it's pretty flooded with people doing stuff. So I have a violation on this one. Let's see what's wrong with it. I don't know. I'll have to read about it later on. Oh, here's the one I just watched.
Your website can publish a finished, the last content calendar. Most AI writing tools.
Let's just take us through all the different videos. So this, I use HeyGen to produce these videos. And it's just, I had just recorded my voice and my likeness, my picture, and it put the two together. And then I use AI traffic tool to create the scripts. So if we look at this one right here, is the script that I used. Discipline is overrated. Symptoms are actually key. This is this video. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm promoting AI traffic secrets. All I did was I already had the template. I already have the template. And I just copied this in from AI traffic tool. So this is what we call a pattern interrupt. Discipline is overrated. Just to get people's attention. You got to have that hook at the very beginning. So we start with a hook. I went with the greenhouse background. I don't know why I love greenhouses. And you can see the video goes along. It's pretty simple. Honestly, the most interesting aspect of it is the fact that they're able to put your face on the video and your voice. I don't know what I just did. That couldn't be good. Oh, I love life. There we go. Objects. Hey guys, my dogs are in here. So I've done that with all these different videos you see here. So what I wanted to do is see, okay, there it is right there. I can create these videos and I can create a bunch of them and I can publish them with Metricool when I finally get my password worked out. Is it helping me get sales? And the fact is, yes. It doesn't take a lot of views. So if you're selling something really niche, like AI traffic tool, you know, there's 100 million people looking at videos on TikTok or Instagram. There's very few are ever going to see your video, and even fewer of that are going to be in your niche. Now, obviously, if you post a lot about a particular topic, they're going to display your videos to people who are interested in that topic. And using AI for social media is actually fairly in demand. Hey guys, out. Come on, out. Go play over there. It's actually a fairly in-demand topic, so there's a lot of videos about that. And, you know, so I'm getting between 300 and 600 views on each. Let's say I get 20 clicks on a video, which would be about right. Because I am describing the product in the video, and I'm actually have a call to action in each video. So go to AI Traffic Tool or go to AI Traffic Secrets and start right now. I'm getting sales from it. Absolutely guarantee I'm getting sales from it because I have a tracker that will tell me that. So what your email does is it gets you like, you know, a bunch of orders immediately. And these videos, I'm just going to keep putting them out because I can't log in there. I have them scheduled through the end of the week right now. But my goal is to schedule them indefinitely into the future. In other words, I'll probably have a year's worth of videos I'll put together in the next month. And because I use the traffic tool, I'm able to just kind of create the content, add it in here, and get it produced. Okay, that's that. Now I want to talk to you about the new book. It's called okay. The name of the book is called Timeless Aging. It's going to be a ClickBank product. If you study ClickBank at all, you will notice how much, how big the health and fitness niche is going to be. So this is like my third attempt at it. And why I'm excited about this time is because I have the AI traffic tool to help me. So you can see I got my sales letter put up. I got the product basically put on ClickBank. And then I had to write the product. This is all marketing here. You can see I have a picture, and if somebody wants to click on this, it's going to go to an error page because I don't have any products set up yet. But it's basically I'm getting everything done. So I'll deliver the book, and if you go up here and you try to leave, it's going to pop up and tell you, I've already done it. You saw the pop-up. It's going to tell you that you can get a free chapter of the book. I can come down here and request it right here to get a free chapter. And the free chapter is it's really good content. It's got a lot of value in it, but it's what Frank Kern and used to call useful but incomplete information. It's designed to get you excited about the book, so you'll go buy the book. I'm going to sell it for $27, but inside of here, I've written this complete program. I think I'll show it to you. I'll just show you what the customers see, not what I see. There you go. It's a tracking program. And what you can do is you can track your peptides. Now, my book doesn't go through my peptides. It kind of loosely refers to them. And some people are going to want to buy the tracker program. It's going to be like $27 a month. So you can add your peptides in, you can calculate your dosage, you can create your protocol so you can track it, you can log it every day, you can log your meals, you can create your meals, log your meals, you can measure body composition. Okay. So, and you can create your workout schedule, and you can log the workouts, and you get these reports that will show you everything you're doing. And here's where how to use it. So the book will be, I think, $27, and this will be $27 a month because it's using my AI. And the whole point of the book is to say, hey, look, this works if you track things. And I have another program on a different site I actually track my content on too, and I developed this at McRea site. And I just decided, okay, this is a great idea. You sell the book to get people to buy the book. And in the book itself, you're talking about tracking. You offer the tracking upgrade in the book. You offer the tracking upgrade in the sales funnel. But I'm like, I want 1,000 people giving me $27 a month, or maybe 10,000. I don't know what I'll get, but it's a really big market, and peptides are really hot right now. But you can't write a book about peptides. You can include them as part of another process. Okay, so that's what the book's all about. Okay, in the book, and here you can see the pop-up that people get the exercise chapter for free, and it's simple. I exercise My instructor says I'm the strongest 65-year-old she's ever met. And I'm strong. I've always been strong because I've worked out my entire life up until about um, 2019. I had been doing CrossFit and I fell on my hip that was badly damaged. My doctor said, you got to quit doing CrossFit. And so I just quit everything. And then my doctor's like, why aren't you working out like you used to? I'm like, you told me to quit doing it. I said, I told you to quit doing CrossFit. But if you're going to get older and you want to be around to watch your grandkids grow up, you need to move. You need to get your butt in gear. So this all started at age 58 when I was diagnosed as a diabetic. And everything in here is on how I use diet and peptides and exercise to really revitalize my body. And I feel, 15 years younger. I feel great, other than I'm sore a little bit from time to time. But even like the damage I did to my hip, which was very severe, and the fact that, even 5 months ago, I had to use a cane. Now I'm not using a cane and I'm actually running a treadmill. This is all because of what I did with using peptides. Peptides reduce inflammation if you know how to use them right. Well, I can't really describe it to you because they're not entirely legal. They are and they are not. It's really a confusing situation. RFK made take him off illegal and put him onto different status about a month and a half ago, and the FDA just went through and approved them, but not approved them. It's a weird situation. They are acknowledged for the benefits, but they're not approved for sale. So if you want to use peptides, and there's a lot of them that are sold to you. If you're insulin is peptide, Ozempic is a peptide, Mounjaro is a peptide. There's another one called retatrutide or retatrutide. I don't know how to pronounce it. That one is not been approved, but will be approved by the end of this year. And it's better than Mounjaro or Ozempic. And that's what I'm using. But I'm not buying it from a pharmacy, at least not one in this country. I buy everything right from China. And my ex-wife goes, well, do you know what you're getting? I said, look, every frickin' medication you buy is being produced in China. If you know how to research and validate your suppliers before you buy, you can buy anything directly from China. Now, like I got the scale that you step on and you put your hand out. It measures your entire body, body fat, visceral fat, all these things. And I bought that because I wanted to track things. So, the tracking I'm talking about in the book, I actually do. And the results have been pretty spectacular. The other thing I'm concerned about is visceral fat. And I talk about that a lot in this book. And visceral fat is not the fat you see. It's the fat that's surrounding your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, everything, intestines. And it has actually has a metabolite. It's a metabolizer. It's part of your body's way that it controls things. That fat has a huge influence on aging and making you feel more tired, more sluggish, more pain, everything. So you want to get rid of visceral fat. One of the ways to do that is to get on a treadmill and run for 15 hours. I'm not going to do that. I won't even begin to do that. I'm happy to work on increasing my VO2 max, but to cut down on visceral fat, there's a peptide called tesamorelin, which is FDA approved for use in HIV patients for reducing visceral fat, because the visceral fat's very bad for people with AIDS. And guess what? It works unbelievably well. My visceral fat level has already dropped quite a bit, about 5%. My body fat weight's gone from like 35 down to, I think I'm close to 28 right now. No, I'm sorry, 20. So things are changing faster than they biologically could. And it's because of the use of these peptides. So in the book, I kind of hint and allude to them. And I don't sell the actual peptides. Not yet, anyway. Because I'm a little concerned about the legal aspects of that. However, I can tell people about them and how they impacted me, and then say, oh, by the way, none of this is legal to do. So, buyer beware. Because it literally is that way. But you see this whole sales letter and this whole sales funnel, and every aspect of it, including order fulfillment, was all done using Claude. Okay. In the book. Now, interestingly enough, the image, Claude doesn't do images well, but ChatGPT is amazing. So the book cover here and everything for this is all done by ChatGPT. Actually, I wanted to show you that. We'll log into ChatGPT real quick. Okay. So you see, there's tons of work I do with ChatGPT. But what I really like is the image. Come here and you go to images. This is just my body composition. You see the weight loss is dramatic. This is how testosterone releases growth hormone, which is what actually causes the reduction in visceral fat. But growth hormone, you can go take direct growth hormone, but then it cuts off your body's natural ability to generate growth hormone, which you do not want to do, because you don't want to be shooting yourself up with drugs every day for the rest of your life. Testosterone stimulates the pituitary, which grows, gets used to it, and ultimately you don't need to do it anymore, and you still will have elevated growth hormone for someone your age. And that does two things. Increases IDF, which means you're going to build muscle easier, and I am definitely getting stronger. I'm not looking to build muscles though, but increasing my strength and my endurance, VO2 max, is definitely high on the agenda. And losing that visceral fat is another one that is high on the agenda. Here. So this is the image. Now I had ChatGPT create these images for me, and I take them over to Claude, yeah, and I say I want to include an image of this in the appropriate spot in the book, and it inserts it in. So I feel the need to use more. Now there are people that say Nano Banana is better, and yeah, okay, there's probably better programs for writing a book than Claude. There's probably better programs for creating images than ChatGPT, but it's what I use, and I'm very happy with the results. So then how do you write a book and make it sound like this? So let me look at something here. I'm going to close this right here. I'm going to stop sharing that. Cool. And let's see if I can share. Okay. So now you see everything 1,000 times. What I want to do is show you this right here. Okay. So you should be seeing, for the most part, my Claude program. And here you can see it's, I have certain routines done in cowork that are doing certain things for me. I have chats going on, and I got code projects and writing an SAS program right here. So I'm going to go to projects and pull up Timeless Aging, which is the book. And in here are some basic instructions. And what I do, here's the plugin that I wrote, is I tell, if I go back, I guess it doesn't go back that far. I'm able to tell like this. And how I reacted, I just clicked this little button right now. So I'm going to do it right now. Hey, Claude, I'm demonstrating you to some people on a webinar, and I want you to explain to them the best way to work with Claude so that they can write their own book that sounds like them, and how to use you as that tool to make it happen efficiently and effectively and sound like them. So I just talked into it. Now, if I'm writing a chapter, I might go out and sit down and do it in Word. I might sit down and go out and use Whisper, which is another voice text tool. But I figured out finally, I go, why don't I just talk right to Claude? So let's see what Claude comes back and says. Now, you can set it up for Claude to read to you and ChatGPT. A lot of times with ChatGPT, I'll ask for something in my, the program will say, hi, this is what I figured out for you. So I guess it wants to make sure it's giving you the right advice. Talk, okay. I'm going to go through the highlights as soon as it gets done. One of the things I'm trying to say is you don't come to Claude or any other program and say, write me this book on this topic. That's completely the wrong thing to do because you're going to sound like an AI. Okay. This is huge. Talk, don't type. And it's made my life so much easier because maybe I'll write a book about writing books. I don't know. Just talk. It's a dictate in the Whisper and paste me the transcript. Messy with false stats. Whatever your garbled words are, whatever it is, just do it. Okay, talk for 2 minutes, let Claude clean it up, and then it will reproduce the essence of what you talked about. And you got to read that, or you can have Speechify read it out loud to you. And then you can go in and say, I want to change this, this, and this. Don't ask me to write your book, ask me to shape what you already said. So what I'm trying to say, it's tattling on me here, isn't it? I never once let Claude in my book, I didn't say, hey, go write the book. I said, well, here's the stuff, rewrite it. Tell me your rules once, and then they'll enforce it in the book. The great thing about Claude is you can tell it, literally, you put that little microphone button and go, okay, in this book, I want this to be my words. I want you to verify the science. I want you to find notations. It will go out and find articles and citations for your book. Give me permission to tell you you're wrong. Boy, did I ever need that. I said, if I'm wrong, tell me. And they keep me in legal. That's for scenes, not summaries. So in my case, if I said I love my grandchildren, he wanted me to give it. Claude wanted me to go, okay, well, tell me about it. So I actually went through and gave it some personal stories. I correct it, outline, and then keep it all in one place. So you do this and you get a pretty good looking book that sounds a lot like you. only done very, 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 very well. And I'm just going to show you the draft right now. So you don't have to be some master English professor in order to write a book. This will end up being about 180 pages. Introduction. Hello, my name is Bill McRea, and this is my story. Boom, 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 boom. All formatted. And when I take to put this on Amazon, I'll show you that process too. Why? He still hasn't put the graphics in. I guess I still need to give it to him. But when we get down to the very end, there are citations. Now this is 117 pages, 8 by 10 sheet of paper. It'll end up being about 180 pages in book format. So you could probably do this in, it took me like 4 days. They even talked about the fact I quit drinking. And I talked about how hard it was. Because it is terrible. Thank God for my Christian faith. I didn't even realize I had a problem until I tried to quit. Yeah. So it really isn't hard to write a book. That's basically what I'm trying to tell people. I don't do very good at running the share screen thing. But the reality is, let's say you want to write a book about any topic. Doesn't matter. You have to have some basic understanding, knowledge of the field. And you have to be able to do some research on it. I will literally go to Notebook LM and I'll research a topic. I did on every single thing I put into my body. And you saw the page. I'm putting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, soon to be 10 peptides. PPC 157 with TB500, SS31, MOTC. These are for increasing the viability and the thrivingness of your mitochondria. Now, none of these are drugs. These are just existing parts of your biology that go downhill as you get older. KBV, which I told you is for dealing with the inflammation. GHKCU, which is healthy for your skin and inflammation. Tesamorelin, which is the growth hormone stimulation system, which cuts visceral fat. GLP-3, which is retatrutide, and I'm using glutathione, which is good for cleaning out free radicals in your system. And then cagrilite is something new I'm doing just to help with weight loss. So when it comes to weight loss, I'm taking retatrutide and cagrilite. I've gone from 238 to 220 pounds in a little over 6 weeks. So that's pretty fat. I'm fast. I was pretty fat. I mean, my ex-wife was like, you look good before you start losing weight. Don't get too skinny. I'm like, well, I got down to 200 pounds in 2022, I think it was. And she was mad at me because I was too thin. She said, you look like according to Claude, and given my size, I should be 185 pounds. I don't want to get down to that. I want to be 195 pounds with 16 or 17% body fat. I look good for an old guy. So that's my goal. Now I'm going to get there not because I'm taking all these peptides. They are a tool. And I talk about this in the book. The number one reason for my success is my faith. I have a Christian faith, as you all know. Cross and this, tattoos, everything is about Jesus Christ in my life. But I learned how to use him because he was a big part of my cleaning up my body from alcohol 8 years ago when I quit drinking. So one of the routines I have is I've incorporated that into giving me a daily ritual where I surrender this part of my life over to God. It's in his hands. And then I've learned to listen to what God tells you. If you don't believe God's talking to you, you just haven't learned to listen yet. It's the quiet, still thought. It says, you really want to do that? It's like, no fun. But the reality is, I'm getting in better shape and I'm becoming younger. See, when I started to have a body of a 75-year-old, and I was 64, the latest measurement was I got a body of a 64-year-old. But I want a body of a 50-year-old. Because then if I get 30 years left, my dad lived to be 92, so maybe if I live to be as old as him, it's 90, it's 28 years from now. I want those years. I want those years. I don't want to be in pain and suffering. I want to be just vital and engaged with my life up until the very end. I want to see my grandkids grow up. I want to go to my grandkids' baseball games. I want to go to my granddaughter's recital or whatever. They're part of it. I don't want to be just how do I say this? I don't want to be, we should include grandpa in this. So I don't want to be an obligation or a burden in any way. And sometimes I feel like that even now. I had to move. I bought a whole new furniture for the house because Laura said, you need new furniture. And I always do my wife's stuff. So I had to take the couch out. And it was a huge sectional couch. And I'm like, I can't carry this thing myself. So my daughter and her husband came and moved it into the garage for me. And it sat there until the neighborhood has their biannual bulk pickup. So that's when you take all the junk you want to get rid of, put it on the curb, and the city picks it up for you. Very nice service, by the way. So I have this thing in my garage, and I've lost a bunch of weight, and I've gotten stronger from working out. And I live in San Antonio, Texas, and it's August. It's hotter than hell out. I mean, it's really hot outside. It's not something you want to just go do a bunch of physical work in 95-degree humidity, 95-degree heat with humidity. It will put you down. But I'm feeling good. And my daughter said she'd come help me move it out to the curb. She got here and I already had it out at the curb. She goes, Dad, how did you do that? I said, you know what? I'm working out. I'm feeling better. My pain is pretty well gone. I'm going to tell you one thing about them peptides. I take my pain level from 9 to about a 2. And where I used to have to use a cane to get from point A to point B when I got out of the car, I've had to use the cane in 4 weeks. I don't want to ever use the cane again. So thus I'm being careful in the gym with my trainer, and I'm being thankful that I have the discipline to do this. Now it all comes from my maker. So I don't want to get too much in that. You guys are not here for spiritual service at all. Okay, so what's all this telling? First of all, the AI traffic tool stuff works. But you got to buy the software, you got to use it, and you better buy the upgrade to where you get the what we call a HeyGen creator, because HeyGen is going, you want to make sure you structure your content right. You want to make sure you have the hook in the front and the call to action in the back. And then you want to keep the content very short, very constructive. And so it's there in a traffic tool if you buy the upgrade. And you want to take that and you want to create, let's say, 2 short videos. You can create long form videos too, a day, and put them on whatever platform you want. You can put them on YouTube, which I am, TikTok, which I am, and I am also putting them on Instagram Reels, and you can put it on Facebook Reels too. You can create long form videos and put it on your YouTube account. And you just got to have more content than what AI Traffic Tool does. But you can take what AI Traffic Tool gives you, pop out the Claude or OpenAI and say, extend this out so I can have a 5-minute video. Or extend this out so it's more detail, and I can use it to create a 5-minute video. Do not create a script. Because when you tell it to say, hey, create a script, it goes, well, the first scene is you're standing in a puddle of glue. And, those are things you're not going to want to recreate. You just want something that you can then pop into HeyGen, you pick your scene in the background, and you can even be walking around. I mean, you get their, what they call cadence. Wow, that's all right. I'll show it to you next time. And so you'll be walking going, hey, so you can animate it to a certain extent. It's not tons. You don't have a lot of control, but you can take your body likeness and you can plug it into a scene with a different background, different shirt, different clothes. And then you could say, use the cadence, and then it will actually show you walking up and doing stuff. It's really amazing technology. Man, you couldn't do this. Well, hell, I just started using HeyGen in March. I think it was around before, and I just hadn't discovered it. It's not one of my programs. I created a program to use to make HeyGen more efficient, and the training to say, hey, this is how you make an avatar. Now, a lot of people, they don't want their face or their voice on there. I understand that. I don't mind it. Pretty well known anyway, so people go, oh, what's Bill doing? But what you can do is you can just take and create an animated or use ChatGPT to create a avatar. And you can upload that in the HeyGen as you, and then pick one of the voices in their menu. And those are pretty cool. I have a pretty young lady that I'm going to use to promote my diet book. Now you got to create another channel within TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, but that's not hard to do. And just upload them to the right spot. And you actually want to do it in each niche in its own TikTok account or own Instagram account. So they will allow you to create multiple accounts within your account. I'm not very good at that sort of stuff, and that's probably something I need to do, because what I'm using HeyGen for, or what I'm using TikTok for, and it's promoting my affiliate marketing stuff, my music, and soon to be my ebook. I need to have them to be in different areas, because when TikTok evaluates who to share your content to, it gets confused if you have a bunch of different, a bunch of random stuff in your account. So, focus your account on what you're going to produce videos on. I have the same issue with TikTok. I have with YouTube. I have YouTube accounts here and there and everywhere, and I've never really splintered them out for niche, which I probably should do. But I get so excited about the next thing, I don't necessarily follow my knowledge. I follow my bliss, if you would. Okay. We're almost an hour. And what you can do right now is you can start writing a book, and you start promoting the book with HeyGen using AI Traffic Tool. There's my little thing if you want to buy it. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I am here to say there is no reason why anyone can't write a book, come up with a sales letter, add it to ClickBank, and then use AI traffic tool combined with the HeyGen and Metricool and promote it and start selling it, start making money. The health and weight, if you got a good thing to do on health and fitness, a huge niche. I think it's probably bigger than business, internet marketing or e-business, which is what everyone wants to do. It's what all my products are, so I shouldn't preach to the choir. I want to write a book on various different topics. I don't have a list of every one of these niches. I'll develop it as I get traffic. I will get traffic by using TikTok and Instagram, those things. You guys have a great week. We will talk to you next week.